You don't lose her by caring too little. You lose her by caring too much. Society tells you to chase, to please, to fix. But what if everything you've been told about love is designed to make you weak? There's a reason the Stoics never begged for affection. They understood something most modern men never will. And today, you're going to understand it too. Lesson 1. Detachment makes you dangerous. There's a quiet shift that happens the moment you stop waiting on her reply. When you stop analyzing every emoji, every silence, every mixed signal. And in that silence, something powerful is born. Detachment. You see, most men lose themselves trying to win her over. They bend, twist, chase, hoping she'll notice their efforts. But she doesn't. Why? Because emotional neediness is invisible to attraction, but loud to repulsion. When you detach, you stop playing a game you were never meant to win. You stop handing her the power to determine your mood, your confidence, your worth. Stoic philosophy teaches this. Freedom is the only worthy pursuit, and it begins with indifference to things outside your control. That includes her opinions, her choices, her approval. You're not supposed to orbit around her. You're supposed to build a life so magnetic that she wonders why you're not orbiting anyone. Detachment doesn't make you cold. It makes you calm. It doesn't make you careless. It makes you dangerously focused. And in a world where every guy is chasing, the one who walks away owns the game. Lesson 2. The more you chase, the less she feels. You think effort will win her over, that if you show her how much you care, text first, plan everything, fix her problems, she'll finally see your worth. But she doesn't. Because here's what no one tells you. Chasing doesn't build desire, it buries it. When a man makes himself too available, too eager, too focused on her, he disappears, not physically, but energetically. The mystery evaporates, the tension collapses. Stoicism teaches us to master our desires, not be mastered by them, and chasing is a symptom of an undisciplined mind. He who is not a slave to others is first no longer a slave to himself. When you chase, you place her above your mission. You trade your time, your presence, your masculinity for her attention. And the irony, the more you give, the less she feels, because deep down, she doesn't want a man who needs her. She wants a man who chooses her, but doesn't fear losing her. That's the energy of detachment. That's the gravity of someone who isn't afraid to walk away. In her eyes, you go from replaceable to rare. Lesson 3. Emotional self-control is magnetic. Picture this. You send her a message. She leaves it on read. An hour goes by, then 2, then 6. Most guys, they spiral. They start checking their phone every few minutes, wondering what they did wrong, replaying every word they typed, like it's a crime scene. But a man trained in Stoicism doesn't flinch. He understands a truth most never grasp. Your reaction reveals your rank. She's not testing your words. She's testing your frame. The weaker man overreacts. He double texts. He chases. He gets passive aggressive. And in doing so, he hands her the emotional high ground. The Stoic man does something different. He observes, accepts, moves forward, not because he doesn't care, but because he values his peace more than a moment of validation. If you are distressed by anything external, the pain is not due to the thing itself, but to your estimate of it. Marcus Aurelius. Emotional control is not suppression, it's dominance over impulse. And in dating, that calm energy is rare. It tells her, I won't be shaken by your silence. I won't be triggered by your tests. I am my own anchor. And that, more than any compliment, car or text you can send her, is what makes you unforgettable. Lesson 4. Needing her validation makes you weak. You post something online. She sees it, doesn't like it, doesn't comment, and your mind starts racing. Did she not like it? Is she losing interest? Did I do something wrong? This is how quietly dependency forms. Not through obsession, through subtle, repeated self-betrayals. Because needing her validation isn't about grand gestures. It's in the tiny ways you adjust yourself to stay likable. You filter your words to keep her happy. You downplay your values to avoid offending. You silence your instincts just to avoid being alone. And with every one of these compromises, you shrink. What's left is a man shaped by someone else's comfort, instead of his own conviction. Stoicism teaches that virtue is the only true good, not attention, not affection, not approval. If you seek tranquility, do less, or rather, do what's essential, and stop trying to win other people's approval. Marcus Aurelius. Ask yourself this: do you feel calm when she doesn't respond? Do you feel strong when she pulls away? If not, you've given her more than your interest. You've given her your identity. And here's the paradox. The man who values himself so deeply that he doesn't flinch in her silence, that man becomes her standard. Because when you stop needing her to validate you, you become the man she hopes to earn. Lesson 5. Letting go is the ultimate power move. Imagine this. You're holding a burning rope. The longer you hold on, the deeper it scorches your skin. But you don't let go because your ego tells you pain is better than loss. That's how most men approach relationships. They hold on, even when it's hurting them. Even when it's obvious she's checked out. Why? Because letting go feels like defeat. But in reality, it's the first act of freedom. Stoicism doesn't teach you to numb your emotions. It teaches you to master them. If something is not good for the hive, it is not good for the bee. Marcus Aurelius. If the relationship is costing you your peace, your focus, your dignity, it's not for you. Letting go is not a passive act. It's a conscious, powerful choice to reclaim your energy. And here's where Amor Fati comes in. You stop asking why she lost interest. You stop questioning if you were enough. You stop trying to fix what was never yours to control. And instead, you accept. You embrace it. You say, good, let it happen. This is shaping me. Because every time you let go of someone who doesn't see your value, you move closer to someone or something that will. And while the world praises the man who fights to keep her, Stoicism honors the man who walks away with peace in his chest and fire in his stride. Because nothing is more powerful than the man who doesn't flinch when he lets go. Lesson 6. You are the prize. Act like it. Most men spend their lives waiting to be chosen. They adjust. They appease. They hand over their backbone to win a glance, a text, a chance, and in doing so, they forget who they are. But Stoicism doesn't train men to be picked. It trains them to stand still while the world spins around them, to know their value, even in silence, to hold their ground, even when it's lonely, to speak their truth, even when it costs them something. A man's worth is no greater than the worth of his ambitions. Marcus Aurelius. If your ambition is to be accepted, you'll always serve someone else's standard. But if your ambition is to be aligned with virtue, with strength, with purpose, you become untouchable. The man who doesn't need to chase, doesn't need to convince, doesn't flinch in rejection, that man is rare. And what's rare is desired. So here's the final shift. Stop asking, does she like me? Start asking, does this serve who I'm becoming? When your life becomes the standard, when your path becomes non-negotiable, when your peace becomes the prize, everything else orbits you because you're no longer trying to be enough. You've remembered you already are. So what really happens when you stop caring about her? You don't become cold. You don't become cruel. You become free. Free from needing her to validate you. Free from chasing what was never meant to lead you. And in that freedom, you find something else. A stillness, a center, a weight. The kind of presence that doesn't beg to be loved, because it's already rooted in self-respect. And that's the shift most men never make. They keep chasing. You stayed still. They wanted to be chosen. You chose yourself. And now, she feels a difference.